Indian infrastructure mogul Gautam Adani became the richest Asian billionaire in history earlier this month.
A college dropout, a millionaire at the age of 20, and a billionaire who is the third richest person in the world as per Forbes list. Today, we are going to hear about the life of one of the fastest growing billionaires and a conglomerate popular for valuation and debts. Welcome to Finesse, your favorite spot to the life of millionaires and billionaires who have changed the course of wealth creation and have shown extraordinary confidence and thinking. Today, we are going to talk about the most spoken billionaire of 2022, the richest Indian and the king of valuation, Gautam Adani. Let's dive into chapter 1. Who is Adani? A man who needs no introduction. Gautam Adani is chairman of the $21 billion revenue Adani Group with interest in ports, airports, power generation, transmission, green energy, edible oils, cement, and real estate, among others. Adani was born on 24 June 1962 in a Jain family to Santilal Adani and Santabin Adani in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. His father was a small textile merchant. Adani, a first-generation billionaire, did not have a very extravagant childhood. Even as a kid, he was more inclined towards working and learning. During his school days, Adani visited Gujarat's Kandla port. On that day, he decided he would also build something like that in his life, or even bigger than that. From that day, he chased his dream, which came true in a bigger dimension. When you talk about his education, Adani was a very normal student with no extraordinary academic achievements. He was educated at Seth Chimanlal Nagindas Vidyalaya School in Ahmedabad. He enrolled for a bachelor's degree in commerce at Gujarat University, but dropped out after the second year. Adani was keen on business, but not his father's textile business. Let's walk through chapter 2, the Diamond King. After dropping off college, he began to solely focus on diamond trading. He worked with Mahindra Brothers as a diamond sorter for 2 to 3 years, then set up his own diamond brokerage and made his first million at the age of just 20. He entered into a partnership with his maternal cousins, Girish and Prakash, to trade in diamonds. In many ways, diamond trading honed Gautam's instincts in finance. A funny incident that he recalls is that he had gone out with some diamonds, had sold them to a trader without informing his office, and then left for a couple of days holiday. When Girish returned to his office, he found the inventory sought by diamonds worth rupees 1.5 lakh, a princely sum in those days. But there was nothing to show that a corresponding amount of money had been deposited in the bank. He waited for Gautam Bhai's return. A few days later, Gautam Bhai returned to Mumbai and breezily informed his cousins that he had struck a deal with another trader for this huge amount and had happily gone back home to his native place, confident that a spoken deal was enough to ensure that he would get his money back. Unfortunately, the trader could not pay back in time and failed to turn up at the diamond market, nor would he take telephone calls. Promptly, Gautam and Girish worked out a plan. They decided to go to the trader's house at 6 a.m. when the milk delivery boy rang the doorbell. The wife was surprised to see two young boys there. They then explained their purpose and finally met the trader. The trader said that he had fallen on bad days and after a bitter negotiation, finally settled his part of the trade with an offer of another set of precious stones. With wit and wisdom, he had started to grasp a solid hand in business. Let's walk into chapter 3, the PVC Market. After Adani was done with the diamond business, in 1981, his elder brother Mahasukh Bhai Adani bought a plastics unit in Ahmedabad and invited Gautam to manage the operations. This venture turned out to be Adani's gateway to global trading through polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC, imports. He then started importing primary polymers for small-scale industries. In 1988, Adani established Adani Exports, now known as Adani Enterprises, the holding company of the Adani Group. This was the first step towards creating one of the strongest business conglomerates in India. With all this, one needs to agree that this man had the power to change the world. Let's hear some of his witty banter in chapter 4. Adani controls Mundra Port, India's largest, in his home state of Gujarat. As Adani continued to manage import-exports, he became the first person to have thought of the port rail linkage policy. He approached then Railway Minister Nitish Kumar with the idea for this scheme. After this, the port rail linkage policy was crafted by the government and he has been duly credited for this idea. Some of Adani's life experiences are worth talking about. For instance, in 2018, Adani cracked a 6,000 crore deal in just 100 hours. He made the most extraordinary deal when Adani Power Limited cracked a deal to acquire Udupi Power Corporation Limited in just 100 hours. Thanks to Adani's excellent negotiation skills. Adani acquired a 74% stake in Mumbai International Airport, India's second busiest, in September 2020. He is now the country's biggest airport operator. He owns most of the airports in India. In 2022, Adani acquired Swiss firm Holcim's Indian assets for $10.5 billion to become India's second largest cement producer. While many companies were fighting for the same, then Richest Asian cracked this deal too. In August 2022, AMG Media Networks Limited, a unit of Adani Group, bought RRPR Holding, owner of 29.18% of national news broadcaster NDTV, and made an open offer to buy a further 26%. This is Adani's latest acquisition, and this gave him a grand entry into the media industry. Even with all this, Adani has always intended to give back to society. He is a philanthropist and has tried his best to make this world a better place. On the year of the centenary birth anniversary of Gautam Adani's father, Santilal Adani, and Gautam's 60th birthday, the Adani family has committed to donating rupees 60,000 crore to a range of social causes. This corpus will be administered by the Adani Foundation. He has also promised an investment of over rupees 20,000 crores in West Bengal alone for development and growth. In March 2020, to fight the coronavirus outbreak, Gautam Adani contributed rupees 100 crores, that is $13 million, to the PM Cares Fund through the Adani Group's philanthropy arm. But with great power comes great terror. Despite Adani Group's remarkable journey of growth, it is battling with negative publicity for the Carmichael Thermal Coal Project in Australia. Adani received approval for the coal project in 2019 after a decade-long struggle with regulators and environmentalists. However, the locals are bent on stopping the project via the Stop Adani campaign. As per them, the Carmichael project would worsen climate change and threaten Australia's natural resources. Let's walk into chapter 5, Adani and Terror. Adani was kidnapped for a ransom of $1.5 million in 1998. He was just creating his empire then. Not just this, on November 26, 2008, he was having dinner at the Taj Hotel when terrorists attacked. He hid in the basement and later escaped when the commandos took control of the place. Obviously, our hero for today has had his own fights, but he safely dived out of them. Let's dive into our final chapter. What's this valuation noise? As of December 2022, with a net worth of $138.1 billion according to Forbes and $133 billion according to Bloomberg, Adani is the richest person in Asia and the third richest person in the world. The Adani Group is neck deep in debt. The Adani Group's combined borrowings are about rupees 2.21 lakh crore as of 2022, according to a report in Money Control. With revenue of around $21 billion, analysts claim that the conglomerate is overvalued. With a growth of $73 billion in a year, the fastest growing billionaire, and a man who changed how Indians see business, Gautam Adani is a man known for his vision and mission. Adani wants to be the world's largest producer of green energy and has said he will invest up to $70 billion in renewable energy projects. If we look into his life, Gautam's journey to the top wasn't easy. He is a self-made billionaire, and to achieve this position, he had to struggle like anyone else. But he was also a visionary who learned in early life to seize opportunities when it comes. While he plans to bring drastic changes in the field of power and exports, Adani is someone one can hear about but could not understand. This was Gautam Adani. For more such stories and learning, do follow our channel and tell us more about your opinion on Gautam Adani.